Good evening. It's finished tonight. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1. And overall, just a little bit disappointed actually with that result tonight. Normally away to Chelsea, tough place to go. You'll take a draw, but after the first half especially, we'll very disappointed actually to not actually win the game. We created so many chances, should have been 2 or 3 up. But again, just like Newcastle last week, just couldn't take our chances. We're creating chances, no problems with that. It's just putting the ball in the back of the net. And I think that's what we're missing right now. I wouldn't say it's the final piece of the jigsaw. I still think there's a few more things maybe we need to sort out. But I think a striker would make us, for me, a top 4. Not even just top 4, I think it would, we could even challenge next season. That is not this season. I think this season City are way ahead, but we've got a chance if we get a striker, but we haven't got one really that can score 20-25 goals. Martial, is injury prone, and even then you don't know when he comes back whether he's that striker that's going to get 20-25 goals. We all know what's happening with Ronaldo at the moment. My honest opinion, I don't think he'll be there after the next transfer window. So I think in the next transfer window, because we can't rely on Martial, I really believe we need to get a striker. I'll talk about that. I'm going to do a video on that maybe near the transfer window, and we talk about who could we get, because I really do believe we have to get a striker if we want to get top 4. I'm not saying if we don't get a striker we can't get top 4. I just feel like if we get a striker, I wouldn't say guarantee top 4, but I would be more confident of getting top 4. Because you look at the teams that we're fighting for that top 4 for, they've all got a striker that's going to get them 20-25 goals. So I just think really if we can get that, that could get us into that top 4 and then push us on for next season. But let's talk about the goals anyway. So we'll talk about the Chelsea goal first of all. Penalty, when I first saw it, I was like, it's a bit soft. The way he goes down, the Chelsea player makes the most of it. But looking at the replay again, McTominay has made the referee make a decision. We see this all the time. People hold each other in the box on corners, on free kicks. But the thing with McTominay, he wasn't even looking at the ball. He didn't even look at the ball once during the whole period, and I looked at the referee is actually looking right at it, and it was just, he made it so obvious. If you're going to do it, don't make it so obvious. And it was really frustrating, especially in the last few minutes, to concede that, because really Chelsea they had a few half chances, but I just thought we were comfortable again at the back, and that's really good improvement that I've seen in the last few weeks now. Our defence, we've got, I think we've got to get into the same back 4. I'll talk about Varane in a minute of that injury. Hopefully that's not too serious. But we're actually starting to build from the back now and actually getting clean sheets. If we could just score some goals, to finish teams off, we could do well this season. But yes, back to McTominay, very sloppy by him. And I think when Jorginho was stepping up, honestly, De Gea's not got a best record at 7 penalties. Jorginho is probably one of the best penalty takers around. I didn't expect him to save it, and Chelsea are going to score, and with only a few minutes left, I thought that was it. And a game where we definitely didn't deserve to lose. Definitely not. Chelsea did not deserve to win that game, and I'm just so glad that Casemiro came at the end. And what a header! He's not known for his heading. You wouldn't expect him to score that type of goal, but fair play, it was a top header. And there was a bit of debate at first whether it was over the line. I wasn't really sure. I was celebrating, but I was also like, oh, is it a goal? And thank God it was, because we really needed that, because I would have been, I'm a bit frustrated now, but I would have been pissed off if we had not won that game, if we had not even drawn that game. So we have to take it. A draw, as I said, not the worst result, but just a bit disappointed, with the way we played. But anyway, we have to move on now. It would have been a good opportunity to get into top 4. We would have gone top 4 if we had won. But, it's what it is. We move on to next week. West Ham at home. So yeah, we'll talk about the Varane injury, and it's just so unfortunate. He just seems to get these injuries now, and it from his reaction, it doesn't look good. And I think he's had this type of injury before, so he knows what it feels like, and that's what. Yeah, I'm just really not sure whether it's going to be a month or it could be 8-9 months. I don't know. I'll find out this week. I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not a long-term injury. If he's out for the World Cup and he's back with us, beginning of next year, that's not the end of the world. If it's any longer, I do worry, because him and Martinez have got a great partnership going, and he would be a big miss because Lindelof's a decent player. I don't mind Lindelof, actually. He's an okay player, but for a few games, to come in now and then when you need to rest a player or whatever, but to play over a long period of time, I'm not too sure. And again, I think a striker, as I mentioned before, could affect our chances. But I think if we don't have that partnership at the back, I think that could affect our chances as well of getting top 4 this season. So yeah, we'll hold our cross our fingers and hope for the best. Hopefully we get some good news this week. I don't think he would have played in the Europa League. I think he would have got rested maybe for that anyway. So we'll see whether he's going to be fit for next week, or we'll find out more whether it's going to be a long term or just a short term injury. Hopefully it's just short term, really do. But yeah, anyway, the game itself was I think everyone played decent. It wasn't as good as Tottenham. First half was good. Second half, we just kind of dropped off a little bit in the second half. But my stand-up performance for the game, I think Casemiro was a goal, but also just the way he's playing at the moment. He's like a Roy's voice in midfield, dominating that midfield, and I think he's really important. We talk about Varane, he's an important player. We don't want injuries to him and Martinez especially. But I think Casemiro is really important that we don't get any injuries to him as well. If he can stay fit, then that will improve our chances to get in a top 4. His game is now, I was going to say coming on, but he's starting to show the form that he did at Real Madrid. Really good performance today from Casemiro. Again, I mentioned the back 4, they were all good. I think Luke Shaw's come on now, and I mentioned this obviously the other week, so I'm not going to repeat myself again, but just going to give special mention to Luke Shaw. He's now doing it, a few games now in a row, which is good to see. Let's bring it on though, and let's hopefully he can carry on for the rest of the season. I think Fernandes did really well today, but the problem I had with not with Fernandes, but what happened when we made the first change is when Fernandes came to the left and he was out of the game then. He can do a job out there. He's a good player. He can do everything really, Fernandes. He can play in like all positions. But I just feel like I don't know what that change was. A strange change to make because we took off Sancho, who I actually do agree was the right change. I agree with that completely. But I would have brought on Elanga or Garnacho. He brought on Fred. Maybe he was seeing something, maybe in the midfield, we needed to control the midfield more, but I didn't see any problems. So I'm not sure what the manager was thinking of that. And I just think, from that time, Fernandes just really didn't get into the game as much as he was. So that was a bit disappointing. It would have been interesting whether, if he stayed where he was, whether he would have, we would have got the win maybe. But again, Sancho, as I just mentioned, was a bit poor, got taken off, and I think now, I think the thing with Sancho, is he's got no one to fight for that position really. Rashford, we would say, but because they haven't got a striker, it means Rashford's got to go forward, the striker. So it'd be interesting when Martial comes back, whether that will mean Rashford goes to the left, Martial up front, and then Sancho on the bench. I think he just need that, a bit like as we went to with Luke Shaw. Maybe just need that competition on that left at the moment. Would you give it? Elanga's a decent player, but honestly, I don't think he's a player that would start every game. And Garnacho's young. Talking about Garnacho though, I'm just a bit disappointed again that he's not coming on off the bench. You know, for me he's promising in the under-21s, but don't know why he's always on the bench. But not sure why he's not given, 10, 15 minutes, especially when you need a goal. You know, why not? Give him a chance, and see what happens. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he does get his chance soon. But yeah, overall, we'll take the draw, and we'll go to the next game. But anyway, I'm going to head off now. Have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.